Alex Poatan is a Brazilian fighter known for his successful career in kickboxing and mixed martial arts (MMA). Born on the 7th of July, 1987 in São Bernardo do Campo, São Paulo, Pereira first gained attention in kickboxing before transitioning to MMA, where he continued his meteoric rise. Alex Pereira began his fighting journey through kickboxing, where he quickly gained recognition for his knockout power. He won multiple titles, including being a two-time world champion in Glory, one of the top kickboxing organizations worldwide. During his time in Glory, he defeated high-level athletes and became known for his aggressive style and precision in striking. In 2015, Poatan made his MMA debut, but initially kept his focus on kickboxing. After achieving all he could in the sport, he decided to fully dedicate himself to MMA in 2020. His transition was noteworthy due to his striking skills, which provided a unique advantage in the octagon. Alex Pereira signed with the UFC in 2021 and quickly gained attention for his kickboxing background and knockout power. He gained fame for defeating the then middleweight champion Israel Adesanya in November 2022, capturing the division's title. This victory was especially significant, as Adesanya had previously lost to Pereira twice in kickboxing. Poatan is known for his highly technical striking, with powerful kicks and precise punches. His calm and calculated demeanor in the octagon, combined with his devastating knockout power, has made him one of the most feared fighters in the middleweight division. Alex Pereira is an inspiration to many Brazilian fighters, becoming one of the top names in global MMA. His story of overcoming humble beginnings to becoming a world champion in two disciplines serves as an example of dedication and resilience. Before becoming an elite fighter, Alex Pereira faced numerous personal challenges. He grew up in a humble family and worked in a mechanic shop during his teenage years. During this time, he struggled with alcohol, which nearly derailed his path. He dropped out of high school and, for a while, seemed lost. However, Alex found a way to change his life through martial arts. Determined to overcome his difficulties, he left behind his alcohol addiction and immersed himself in kickboxing. This decision not only saved his life, but also set him on the path to becoming one of the greatest fighters in the world. Alex's transition into professional kickboxing was meteoric. Fighting in Glory Kickboxing, he became the first fighter to win titles in two weight classes simultaneously: middleweight and light heavyweight. His 2017 victory over Simon Marcus, where he claimed the middleweight title, solidified his position as one of the best kickboxers in the world. His knockout power gained attention in fights like the one against Donna Giabina, where he knocked out his opponent with a devastating left hook. He retired from kickboxing with an impressive record of 33 wins, 21 by knockout, and only 7 losses. Pereira's name gained even more recognition when he transitioned to MMA, especially due to his rivalry with Israel Adesanya, who also came from kickboxing. In 2016, Alex defeated Adesanya for the first time by unanimous decision, and in 2017, he knocked out Adesanya with a left hook in the 3rd round, a victory still remembered as one of the most impactful moments in kickboxing. When Adesanya became one of the top stars in the UFC, many fans began calling for Pereira's arrival in MMA, especially for a rematch. This dream became a reality in 2022 when Alex entered the UFC and, in less than a year, faced Adesanya for the middleweight title. In a historic fight, he knocked out Adesanya in the 5th round, claiming the championship and cementing his position in MMA. In 2023, Alex Pereira decided to move up to the light heavyweight division after losing his title to Adesanya in a rematch. His debut in the new category was against Jan Błachowicz, a former light heavyweight champion. Pereira won by split decision, showing that his knockout power and technical skills remained dangerous even in a higher weight class. This victory opened doors for a potential title shot in the light heavyweight division, solidifying his place as one of the top contenders. He's now seen as a serious threat in the new division, and fans eagerly await new epic battles in the octagon. Alex Poatan Pereira is not just a fighter, but an inspiring figure. His journey from a difficult life to becoming one of the best fighters in the world motivates millions of people. He proves that with determination and hard work, any obstacle can be overcome. Moreover, Poatan represents the tradition of Brazilian martial arts, bringing Brazil's name to the top of the global stage in both kickboxing and MMA. His name is already etched in the history of combat sports. The nickname Poatan has indigenous origins and means stone hand in Tupi-Guarani, a reference to his knockout power, especially with his left hand. Alex Pereira takes pride in his indigenous roots and often emphasizes this part of his identity, making him a symbol of resistance and strength for Brazil's indigenous communities. In addition to his nickname, Alex also carries several elements that highlight his connection to indigenous culture. He has a tattoo inspired by indigenous symbols, and before his fights, he has been seen wearing headdresses or other traditional adornments. This connection to his roots not only strengthens his personal identity, but also brings visibility and respect to indigenous culture on the international martial arts stage. When he moved to MMA, Alex knew he needed to evolve beyond striking, so he started training with Teixeira MMA and Fitness, led by Glover Teixeira, the former UFC light heavyweight champion. Under Glover's guidance, Pereira improved his ground game and takedown defense, areas where he was considered vulnerable. This partnership not only boosted his performance, but also created a mentor-student relationship, with Glover frequently praising Alex's dedication. His intensive training turned him into a more complete fighter. In his fight against Jan Błachowicz, for example, he showcased his resistance and defense against wrestling, an area that many critics had considered his weak point. After his UFC successes, Pereira became an international star. He is often mentioned among the greatest strikers in MMA history, alongside names like Anderson Silva and Mirko Cro Cop. His fame transcended the sport, with major brands and media seeking partnerships, and his name became synonymous with overcoming adversity and power. Poatan is part of a new generation of Brazilian fighters who are maintaining Brazil's tradition as a powerhouse in martial arts. He follows in the footsteps of great icons like Anderson Silva, Jose Aldo, and Glover Teixeira, and his journey inspires many young fighters to believe in the dream of reaching the UFC. Furthermore, his story is used in social projects to show that it is possible to rise above adverse situations and achieve success. He is frequently invited to give motivational speeches and participate in events promoting social inclusion through sports. With his position secured in the light heavyweight division, there is great anticipation about who will be Poatan's next opponent. Many believe he will soon be in a title fight against Jamahal Hill or another elite challenger. Regardless of who is next, Alex Pereira has made it clear that he is ready for new challenges and determined to make history once again. Alex Pereira was born and raised in São Bernardo do Campo, an industrial city in Greater São Paulo. His childhood was marked by financial challenges, as his family lived in modest conditions. From a young age, he had to work to help his family. This difficult environment shaped his resilient and determined character. This phase taught him to fight not only in the ring, but also in life. Although his childhood was not directly tied to martial arts, Pereira had a passion for combat sports from an early age. Inspired by legends like Mike Tyson and Anderson Silva, he always dreamed of standing out in a combat sport, even though it initially seemed far off. One of the most significant chapters in Alex's story was his fight against alcoholism. In early adulthood, he fell into the grip of alcohol addiction, which affected his health and outlook on life. However, his entry into kickboxing was the turning point. Determined to change his reality, he left alcohol behind and threw himself into training. This personal victory was as important as his victories in the ring, and Alex frequently speaks about his journey of recovery as one of his greatest accomplishments. He uses his story to inspire others to face their own internal battles. If there is one strike that Poatan is known for, it is his left hook, responsible for many of his most memorable knockouts. In kickboxing, he knocked out the previously undeaf. And so we come to the end of this journey through the story of Alex Pereira. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for more epic stories from the world of fighting.